discovered 3 YouTube videos of BG filmed on the same day. During these videos, BG is with several associates out on the street talking about their lives. In the first video, BG would shout out several incarcerated friends. In the second video, Fetty would pull 2 firearms while BG pulls 1. And Pollard can also be seen pulling a firearm.
Who that is?
Problems we got to.
Well, ain't nobody. That's Fetty. That's Fetty. When you 2F Fetty, I got the dick on one. You know, I got this here with all this.
In the third video, BG, Fetty, and their group are still on the same corner when they start to rap about not cooperating with police and not snitching. Fetty then appears with a bandana over his face and 2 firearms, while BG can again be seen with a firearm. BG would be indicted by the feds in April of 2011 on 2 counts of felon in possession of a firearm. 1 count for the gun in the YouTube video and another for the 3 guns in the vehicle.
Imagine going to jail.
With a 3rd count.
Imagine going to jail over a YouTube video, y'all. Imagine that.
Tampering with the witness for getting Pollard to sign the fake affidavit. In August of 2012, BG would be sentenced to 168 months or 14 years in federal prison. Now, at no point within BG's sentencing transcripts would he receive any point reduction for cooperation, and at no point was there a 5K1 in his case showing cooperation. So in the actual case BG went to prison for, he never cooperated and received a hefty sentence. But BG isn't accused of actually snitching in the case he went to prison for. BG is accused of testifying in the first arrest. Back when Kentrell Washington took responsibility for the gun and the weed, saying they were his and he got the gun from his girlfriend, BG and the 3rd man would repeat exactly what Kentrell already told the officers. The wording used in the paperwork would state, in addition, both Dorsey and Darian Blunt would testify that Dorsey was driving, Blunt was in the front passenger seat, and Washington was in the back seat. Both individuals would testify that they were unaware there was a firearm in the vehicle, and they would both confirm that the firearm was Washington's, that Washington admitted to officers the firearm was his, and that he had obtained the firearm from his girlfriend. Many have become confused on the wording of this paragraph, specifically would testify. They compared this case to Gunner, in which Gunner received a plea deal and agreed to testify if called upon. But this isn't the same for BG.
BG not a rat.
Washington never went to trial.
BG not a rat.
Never testified. But they would also be wrong.
Yeah, you fucking rat snitch motherfuckers that just try to pull paperwork on people. BG not a rat, son.
Preceding transcripts, specifically.
Get the fuck out of here.
His public defender, Jocelyn, would state, now, Mr. Washington was the one who was charged. I think the government could clear it up more, but I believe BG was given subpoenas to appear for the grand jury in connection with this proceeding. I do not know if he was actually called to testify, but I do believe he received 2 subpoenas to court. The U.S. attorney or federal prosecutor, Mr. Vegas, would state, both passengers that were in the...
This is something I would like to see more from him. It is. You know, he busts out plenty rats, right? I just would like to see more from him showing when their people aren't rats, right?
Vehicle were put before the grand jury. This would confirm both BG and Darian Blunt went before a grand jury.
So
now,
what?
A grand jury is a private proceeding used to
decide not to be the fall man no more.
To bring charges against the suspect. With 16 to 23 grand jurors present, the prosecutor will introduce evidence or call on witnesses through subpoenas to testify. After all evidence and testimony has been heard, the grand jurors will decide whether or not to indict the suspect. In this case, BG and Darian would testify the gun belonged to Washington, and the grand jury would choose to indict Washington for being a felon in possession of a firearm. But this is where the case gets tricky. BG's very own state lawyer, Frank DeSalvo, would be representing Kentrell Washington in his Fed case. According to Washington, BG's lawyer promised he'd receive 1 to 2 years at most in prison. He'd plead guilty, then withdraw his guilty plea after learning he was actually facing 6.5 to 8 years. firing his lawyer, Washington would point out how his lawyer was also BG's, and 4 months after Washington was arrested, BG would be arrested in another case where BG tried to pay someone to take the fall. It would seem Washington was finessed, promised by BG's lawyer he'd receive minimal time, and he was willing to take the rap for the gun. It would also seem Washington, BG, and Blunt all planned on Washington being the fall guy. If we pay attention, when the officer recovered the gun, Washington immediately said the gun and weed were his while at the scene.
Yeah.
Washington,
it's the fall man flipped on him. Yeah, the fall man flipped on him. Said, I don't want to be the fall man no more.
would be taken to the police station where he spoke with an ATF agent, saying his girlfriend brought the gun.
That's kind of crazy, ain't it?
BG and Blunt weren't with him when he spoke with the ATF.
If the plan is that we got a fall guy and I testify on the fall guy, I shouldn't. That's not ratting. That's not ratting. I don't think the world's used to fall guys. I don't. Yeah, he testified, but the Cody knew, right? He knew he was getting testified on. Why would you take it to fucking trial, bro? Like, that's weird, ain't it?
BG and Blunt would repeat exactly what he said to the grand jury. With Washington realizing he was played and is facing more time than promised, he'd attempt to get new lawyers and claim the gun couldn't have been his because the barrel was showing under the front seat, meaning it must have been placed there by the driver, who was BG. But because BG and Blunt already testified against Washington, Washington found himself in a hole.
I don't think it's ratting either.
Himself out of. Now this case is crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's two examples, right? In the first example, dude just immediately says it's mine. The gun's mine, the weed's mine.
Yeah.
And the second
That's
case,
the fall guy.
The guy wouldn't admit that it was his, but BG and BG's homie would come up with an idea. Look, we're going to bond him out and we're going to give him money to sign off and say that the shit was his because he doesn't have any priors. He's going to be the fall guy. And the guy actually does it. He signs the affidavit, but the police listened to the jail calls. They figured out the plot, and they hit BG with witness tampering. In the first case, that isn't how it went. In the first case, this guy admits, hey, this is mine. And within a month,
I don't think
BG
it's ratting
and the
if
other
it was
passenger
planned out. Yeah.
subpoenaed to a grand jury, testified in court, and said everything was Washington's. Now, they repeated everything Washington said, which makes me think they most likely discussed this, whether it was in the car, whatever it was. Yo, bro, you're not from New Orleans. You're from Houston. You're only going to get 1 to 2 years. You'll be good. Just take the rap for this shit.
Yeah.
We're going to take care of you, da-da-da. Dude's like, all right, bet. So he takes the charge.
Yep.
He's got BG's lawyer. Who do you think put that together? Most likely BG. He gets BG's lawyer. BG's lawyer is telling him, yeah, you're only going to get 1 to 2. You'll be all right. BG goes up and testifies.
Take the stand is ugly, yeah. It is ugly.
If they,
but we got to have people that are willing to say that it's not ratting, bro. Or that goes down BG's name, bro.
Scene. Hey, whose gun was it? He just said it was his gun. It's like you can almost go for that because dude is being the fall guy.
Yeah.
But BG testifying in court. How many rappers do we know that have testified in court? And it hasn't come with a label of being a snitch or a rat. BG actually testified in court.
He didn't rat.
Saying it was dude. And what ended up happening is dude realized he got played, got lied to by BG's lawyer, fired the lawyer, tried to reverse the shit, and nah, this ain't mine. This couldn't have been mine.
That was
BG
stupid of
and
him.
the other guy already testified against him. Those statements, along with him admitting to the shit,
that sticks,
were used to secure the conviction.
That was
and dude
dumb.
ended up getting stuck with 6.5 years.
That was dumb.
So while you can say it's flawed that dude said he was down to be the fall guy and then try to reverse it back on BG, it's also flawed that they lined him up, lied about the amount of time that he could get, and then testified against him, which meant that there was no coming back. BG could have went inside of the grand jury and said, I don't know, I don't remember, I don't recall.
But
that would have
up,
left
fucking
opportunity
Jake.
for the feds to take that charge and put it on BG. So by BG saying Washington, 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 he saved himself from that case, and then 4 months later finds himself in the same situation.
Yeah, he did too.
I'm just as surprised as y'all. I'm interested in hearing what y'all think. Do you think that this is snitching? If he had a fall guy and the fall guy is with it 100%,
nah, it's not
BG
snitching, bro.
testifies, and that's
It's not snitching because he didn't come back to testify. You feel me? If BG went and testified, yeah, it's his, it's his, it's his, and the dude was still with it, then yeah, it's good. Because BG didn't come back to testify against him in court. His testimony already stuck. That's the thing, man. You got to watch your mouth, man. There's always a fall guy, bro. Always. There's somebody ready to take that case for you, bro, for the right amount of money. I know plenty of people. I just showed y'all a video of my homie. I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to be quiet. I can't say too much.
That's part of the plan. Is that snitching because the fall guy changed his mind and now couldn't get out of the situation? Should BG have never testified? Is that against the code to testify even though motherfuckers is agreeing? Y'all let me know in the comment section. This shit is bigger than me. Y'all let me know what y'all think.
Yeah, here's what I think. I think us as a culture need to quit running out calling the first thing we see snitch. I do. I think it gives us a stain. It's no good. It doesn't look good. I think that's a bad part of our society. I think everybody's ready to bust somebody out, you know? I just do. But you know what? Look at this shit. Look how it's happening too. All this old stuff just coming out, boy. I swear if y'all did anything and it's old, y'all shouldn't be doing that because it's going to come out, ain't it?
Yo, Stunner, you live. What's up, bro? You live? You live? These people think I'm fronting. I told him you're going to come up here to know when you in town. He can hear you. Well, you let Adam know that I get the support.
Look, tell that nigga Adam I'm looking forward to fucking with him. I don't want his publishing. Stop playing with me like that. I'm a real life gangster. He can sign everything else over to me, but I don't want his fucking publishing.
There you go. And I talked to him today about the play that we about to do for the, you know, the no jumper, digital or no jumper underground, whatever I'm gonna call it, you know.
Hey, look, for real, I think I really like what y'all doing, brother, here in the South. I really like what that man that created and what he got going on, and I respect him as a hustler, and I was, you know, like you one of my best friends, you know, and any way I could play contribution to what y'all doing, you know, I'm all the way in with it.
So
yeah, Birdman, honestly, I've been a fan for such a long time. One of my favorite bloods of all time, and I just have endless
hear that from him
for you.
Nah, all respect, brother, and I like what you're doing, and I like what you're doing for the culture and what you're doing with my brother, with the culture, brother, and I think we could make it a little more better than what we all doing, and anything I can do to do that, brothers, all remember.
No jumper may be getting a little bit of a boost.
I think you need to add more black to your shit, but I like what you're doing, brother. I really like what you're doing, brother.
Fuck yeah, let's tap in as soon as possible. Let me know. I'll cop a flight. I'm there.
Look, I'm flying out there. I got the PG. I'm flying out there Sunday.
Send me the
I really want meet, blood. I want meet, bro. I just want meet him. I don't need to be on this show. I just want meet him and let him know that I respect and I admire what he's doing. Maybe we go out to eat or something, man.
He's happy as fuck, bro.
Okay. Yo, send me all the information so I can make sure security and ground is there And send me the tail number.
You know where I land at, sir.
All right, yeah, send me all the info. I'm gonna make sure it's straight.
Before you go, I want to say salute to Adam, salute to you and what y'all doing. I think it's a very positive thing for the culture.
Going off of wax.
Keep doing what y'all doing, brother. And,
what's up, bro?
this shit
What's
that
up,
we
Facts?
need, and
Salute to Facts, man. What's good, NYC?
it's nothing but respect from my end. I'm a Southern
Merry
nigga,
Christmas,
so
G.
we don't have what y'all have. Maybe we might need to.
We're losing him. He on the way. I know where he at every time he go. Stunner, you there?
We lost him.
This is a white man's